Hi guys, this is part 11 after the accident. Today I'm going to talk about car shopping. I've talked about that in previous videos, but I'm going to talk about it in a little more detail as to what I found and, what my options are and what I'm looking at. Anyway, within the area that I'm in, and I'm only looking out about 10 miles because I just don't have the option of driving, 30, 20, 25, 30, 40, 50 miles. I just don't have that option. Anyway, today I went for a biopsy on my face. I talked about that in a previous video. They took out a little bit of, just a little skin sample, send it off. They don't think it's anything serious. They think it's probably just a sebaceous cyst. It is painful. Anyway, it did bleed. It was painful. It was quite painful. Not the incision itself, because they numbed it, but they had to give me a shot in my face, and that hurt. That really hurt. They had to do it twice, and that really hurt. So, and I started to get a little bit claustrophobic with the bag, not bag, the paper they put over my face with my mask, everything that, anyway, I've been very, very tired today. I didn't sleep really. I slept pretty good last night, but I didn't sleep good the night before. So I'm really dragging. And then after I got the procedure done, I was just really, really tired. Like, my energy was just wiped out. I was just completely beat, completely just kind of, I felt, just bad. I didn't feel good at all. Felt kind of sick. I just didn't feel good at all. Anyway, so I went over to the house where my ex-husband is. There's no furniture there, no bed, so there's not really any way for me to lay down. He is talking about going to a place, a futon shop or something, to look for a futon mattress, because we have there's a futon frame in the house. Anyway, so I didn't really do anything at all today. I meant to do some stuff. I did get a little bit done yesterday. I didn't post yesterday. I didn't vlog yesterday, whatever. But I did get a little bit done yesterday. I got some more organization going. I went back to the Goodwill, and I'll go over that in another video. Anyway, but I've been very, very tired today, so I'm just gonna do this video try to wrap it up fairly quickly, because this has been kind of on my to-do list. Because I'm going over my options now. It's down to the line. Anyway, so I'm going over my options, what I'm gonna do next. Anyway, as far as, car shopping, and I'm gonna talk about that. Anyway, so anyway, I stayed over at the house for a little bit. I watched a little TV, and then the chairs are very uncomfortable. They're like patio furniture. Anyway, so I just left. Came up here to a supermarket, did a little bit of research, went back online, see if there's any new options, any new vehicles out that I haven't seen. So I did that. Mostly, really, nothing has changed. Over the past few days, really, everything's just basically the same. Anyway, I'll get on with it as far as car shopping goes. My next vehicle, I would really like to be a van. My apologies. My eyes are burning because I'm very tired. Anyway, I'd really like to find a van, but I did find a couple. I found 3 altogether, I think, but they're all very high mileage vans. They're like the Toyota Sienna. I think one was a Sienna. No, one was a Sienna, one was an Odyssey, I think, and the other one is a Dodge Grand Caravan. Anyway, everyone that I looked at is high mileage, like 200,000 miles, and the price is still up there around 7,000 or 8,000. So anyway, in lieu of that, I would like to find a Toyota Camry, but I would settle for a Toyota Camry, but I'm not finding that either. Anyway, so I'm going to go over my options now, just to, give you an idea of what I'm looking at. My price range, I would like for my price range to be at 7,000 or under. I'm not sure that that's going to work. But anyway, that's my price range. My price range is $7,000 or under, and cash, if I can do that. I know I'm probably not going to be able to do financing because of my credit and because I was reported as deceased, and just a bunch of stuff going on there. So anyway, let me get on with it. I'm going to go over my options. Now, probably the three best options that I have found would be a 2008 Chevy Equinox, which is like $6,200, $110,000. A 2008 Buick Lucerne for $6,700. That's got $86,000. And a 2004 Saturn Vue for $6,700. That's $78,000. It's like basically a small SUV. I've looked at it. I've already looked at it. I haven't test driven it, but I've looked at it. I'm not real hip on it. It doesn't have a lot of room. Not much more than say a car, a regular sedan. And it has these bright yellow flames or something painted on the side. So I'm not real hip on that one. But anyway, and then there's a couple, there's some others I found. At one lot, I found, a 2000, and this is an option I'm considering. It's more than my 7,000. Now, as I said, the 2008 Chevy Equinox, all three of these are under 7 at $6,200 and $6,700, respectively. The Buick and Saturn, respectively, $6,700. See what else. Is there anything else below 7? Actually, there is a Ford Escape, and it is roughly 7,000 as well. I found two Escapes, a 2008 Escape and a 2006 Escape. I think both Escapes had right around 132,000 and 136,000 respectively, or something like that. Anyway, I'm not real pleased with Ford Escape. Long time back, I was trying to buy one. I was in it for a little bit. I really, I had one. I was in it for just a little bit. I didn't like it. I really didn't like it. I didn't think it was comfortable driving. I didn't really like it. So that's kind of not really on my, my list, if you will, because I don't really want a Ford Escape. Anyway, now that was in the 7,000 range. Let me see what else I've got over here that I'm looking at, because I looked at a 2005. The 2005 Buick LeSabre only has 88,000, and it is at 8,000. So it is above what I'm like I said, I'm looking for something under 7,000 if I can find it. Not sure that's going to work. Anyway, the same lot also has a 2014 Kia Optima with 120,000 for 9,000. Not really sure I'm interested in that. And then the lot across the street has some options too, but these are all much higher too. They're in, like I said, now he has a Ford Escape I'm not interested in. And the 8,000 and 9,000 is a 2005 Honda Pilot and 2008 Toyota RAV4. The RAV4, I like the looks of it, but it's got 160, 9,000. Anyway, that's stuff, that's kind of on my list. I looked at it before, I haven't test driven it, so that is kind of on my list. A lot also has a 2008 Kia Rondo, which is kind of like a little SUV, I guess, but they're more like sedans, so I'm not sure I would be interested. But it's only 6,000, but it has 166,000. Don't know anything about Kia. So anyway, some of the others that I have narrowed it down or looked at, now this one's too much. One lot had a 2009 Pontiac Torrent, which is basically kind of like the Chevy Equinox, and the same lot just had another Torrent and they sold it. And I've already test driven it, and this particular Torrent is like, oh gosh, what is that price? I thought that was $8,900. No, that's $5,900. That's a good deal. But it has 205,000 miles. Now, the other one I test drove, it really has no more. It doesn't have a lot of cargo space. It doesn't have enough room. It's not much better than a sedan. The There's a 2010 Ford Focus, which I'm not too interested in. Now, you know, as you know, I was, you know, this is, like I said, part 10 and a half of the, you know, part 11, excuse me, part 11 after the accident. You know, I had a little Ford Focus. It was rear-ended by a tractor trailer. The vehicle is totaled. Anyway, but I found another one, which is a 2010 Ford Focus, and they only want $6,000, but it's got $175,000, so I'm not too interested. And then, of course, the three I told you about. The three that I narrowed it down to, the 2008 Chevy Equinox, Buick Lucerne, and Saturn Vue, all around 15 years old. So, and then there's some others. I found another one, and there's a 2012, actually, one lot has like 2 or 3 Ford Fusions, and then there's another one that has a Ford Fusion. And I'm going to have to get a little more information on a couple of them. Now, the 2012 Ford Fusion, it's a V6, 7,500. It's a good deal, 90,000 miles. However, it's been in an accident. Now, I don't know how bad. I don't know. I'll have to call the dealer. It's at a dealership lot. Call them, find out. And then I think they have another one, which is a 2011, and they want some. Take that back. I think it's got 137,000 or something. And then there's another one on another lot that's a 2010 Ford Fusion with only 43,000. I think they want 9,000 for that. And that's a pretty darn good deal. And then there's another lot with another one, and I can't remember what year it is. It's around 2010 as well, or 2011, something like that. But it's a lot higher in miles. I think it's right around 9 too, but it's got like 130,000 on it or something. Let's see. There is one I really like. There's the Chevy dealer has a 2009 Chevy Impala. And I can tell you, 7,600, 135,000, I can tell you, I really like that car. I had a 2008 Impala, so I'm definitely, I know I would be super pleased with an Impala. And then there's like another, like a Honda Element, you know, and then there's like a Honda Accord. One lot has a Honda Accord. It's got 140. That's a pretty good deal, actually. 7,800, that's a good deal. And then there's another one. I'm going to have to call about it, too, because this is a good deal, too. It's a 2005 Toyota Avalon for 8,200, only 94,000. It's a pretty good deal. And then another personal favorite is a 2014 Chevy Malibu for 8,500 with 99,000. Now, I am at that point where, you know, I want to try to keep it under 7,000 because that's really where I'm at. If I go up another 1,000 or even 2,000, I'm really pushing it. I'm really pushing, and I'm going to be completely clearing my savings out to do that. So I'm hoping not to have to do that. That is, let's see, okay. Excuse me, I just looking at the time. I don't want to make this video too long. I know I've been making a couple of my videos. They've been kind of long. I had a lot to say, a lot to go over. But anyway, now this is within a 10-mile radius of my location, and I did that because I'm probably not going to be able to go out much further than the 10 miles. Maybe, but I'll have to see. Anyway, that's within a 10-mile radius. When I went out to a 25-mile radius, there's actually a lot that's about 25 miles away that has 2 or 3 Ford Focuses on it, and one is a pretty good deal, actually. I think it's a 2007. It's not like the one, it's a 4-door, so it's not like the one I wrecked, but it's a 4-door. Anyway, and it is, I think 6,000, if I'm not mistaken, 6,000 or something like that, with 122,000. So that's a pretty good deal. And they had a little 2-door hatchback, which I wouldn't be interested in. Great deal though. That one was only like 3,200 or something. That is a really good deal. But it's also a tiny car, and it probably has, you know, I'm not with my back, you know, because I'm still, you know, I had back pain before the accident, and now my back pain is worse. So I'm definitely not interested in some 2-door car that, you know, I have to put seats, you know, I'm just not interested in that. But, Anyway, and there's a couple other options I've seen 25 miles out as well. But for the most part, there really aren't a lot of options. I mean, and that's one of the things in my car shopping that I encountered. I expected there to be more options, way more options. And I mean, there are a good many options, but I mean, you know, there's not a heck of, I mean, I feel like there should be more. Maybe I'm expecting too much. But, I mean, most of what I'm finding is, you know, not a van, what I want. In fact, like I said, I found 3 vans total. That was it. In this area, and I think within a 25-mile radius, the total amount of vans I found were still, I think, only 4 vans. I mean, so it's slim pickings for, if you know, for a van. I'm just not going to find it. And that's something I talked about in another video. I talked about, you know, if you're in an accident or have a major breakdown, have an accident like I did, or have a major breakdown, you're kind of restricted to what you have access to, you know, as well. Because in my case, had I have, went to a motel, you know, which was an option I could have done, but I didn't do that. I opted to get an Uber back to this area where my ex-husband lives. But anyway, if I had went to a motel, then the next day it was a Wednesday, so the next day I would have promptly went to a car lot, you know. I mean, that night, I mean, definitely, I can say without a doubt that definitely the next day I would have went online, I would have done my shopping, tried to rounded up some options for myself as far as vehicles go. I would have called them, contacted them, definitely called. I would have called them. I would have, you know, tried to made an appointment to go in. If they didn't require an appointment, then I would have, my apologies. Anyway, trying to get comfortable. Anyway, but this upon my leg. Anyway, I would have definitely went into, you know, I would have started the next morning. I would have done my research that night, the next morning, and I would have definitely started going around to, you know, I would have definitely started calling the car lots, making appointments. If they told me I could come in, I would have went. I would have, you know, and I wouldn't have wanted to went to too many, you know. I would have had to have, you know, I would have tried to get the lots I was going to as closer proximity to each other as possible, so that I didn't have to get an Uber to each and every one. I could just, you know, go to one and maybe walk to a couple of the others. You know, or at the very least, you know, or got an Uber if I had to, but, excuse me, but that would have been the route that I would have taken. And, you know, and having to take Uber to each car lot, well, that adds up. That, you know, that money adds up. So it's something that I would have definitely, you know, I would have narrowed it down to the lots that had options that fit within my price range, that I felt like was something that, you know, and I keep my, like I said, I want to try to keep it at 7,000, or under, but if I have to push it higher than that, I can. I don't want to, because it's going to completely wipe my savings out, but if I have to, I will. And especially since I'm paying cash. So, and I don't want all the hassle of sitting there all day long, you know, for them to say, oh, no, you don't qualify, or no, you don't qualify for this, but maybe qualify for that over there. No, I don't want that. And I'm still going to have to put a sizable amount of money down, because as I've discussed in another video, I looked at a car and this was prior to my Focus, you know, and this was prior to me wrecking my Focus. I was down to, you know, I had that one vehicle, and so I started looking around, you know, because I don't like to not have a backup vehicle. I like to have backup. So, you know, good, just, you know, definitely good reliable backup. So I had started looking even before I was in the accident, and I think I discussed this in another video about, I hope I didn't manifest it some way. I don't think I did. I mean, being rear-ended by a tractor trailer, surely, I hope not. But anyway, I had looked around, and on one of the lots I went to, I was looking in, and I have talked about this in another video, which may go out after this. I don't know. It may go out before, it may go after. I'm not sure when it'll go out. But anyway, I went and I looked at a GMC Acadia, which I talked about, and I really, really like it. Problem is that I still was stuck with a $7,500 down, down payment. So having to put that much money down, I don't see the point of paying $7,500 down when, I just don't see the point of putting that much money down to get into a newer and this was a 6-year-old vehicle. When I can take that same $7,500 and find something. And even if I were restricted within just the 7,000, I had to stick to the 7,000, there are some options, there are some options on my list. I don't like those options as well, but, definitely, I mean, I've certainly got 3 narrowed down, and so, but that is really, that's tight. I mean, and I talked about this in another video, if you have a major breakdown or an accident and you're restricted to how much money you can spend, and let's say yours is like me, it's under 7,000. Now, not every place, that some areas may be cheaper than the area that I'm in, but when you go out there and start planning, and there's no way to plan for an accident, but or a bad breakdown, but you have to try to plan as best you can by saving your money. I mean, you have to save your money long before the catastrophe ever happens. I mean, that's a must, and I talked about that before. That's a must. But anyway, so I'm working within 7,000 or under 7,000, and I'm finding, not as many options as I would like, at least. Now let me look at my list. If I do under if I include everything on the list that's under 6,000, regardless of mileage, regardless of accidents, regardless of anything, then I'm looking at about, let me see here. Let's see, 1, 2. Now the Chevy Equinox is a little above. It's right around little over 6,100. So we'll just put it in the 6,000. Now it's at 6,000. That's at 6,000. So these I'm looking at are at the 6,000 range, and that's the Pontiac Torrent at 6. Let's see, Ford Focus at 6, Chevy Equinox at 6. So that's 3. But now if you go under the 7, I'm looking at 6. I'm looking at about 6 options. 7. Excuse me. I think about 7, because if I include the Ford Escape, I'm looking at 7 options. Now, that's pretty puny. I mean, 7 vehicles, only 7 vehicles that are under 7,000. Now, if I go out a few more miles to 25 miles, then I get more options, obviously. I get a few more, and I'm getting, if I go up to about 30 miles, then, or a little, give or take, or a little better, then I can add in maybe half a dozen, 6 or 7 more options. But I mean, if you take that whole lot and go within a 25-mile radius, I'm only looking at maybe 14 or 15 options. That's not great. I mean, that really isn't. And I mean, and like I said, I've talked about this before, if you're in a situation where you got a bad breakdown or accident, you got to have another car, or your car's totaled, whatever, and you got to have another one, you may not get what you're looking for. You may want a van. You may be in a van and want another van, but you may not find it. I mean, like in my case, and, within this one area, this one small town, and it's a smaller town, there's 3 vans, all totaled. I mean, literally 3 vans. And I have looked at every single car lot. I have went to Car Gurus. I have went to cars.com. I have looked on Auto Trader. I have Googled every single car lot that's in this town. and went to their websites and looked at every single thing on their website. And there are no vans. They're just not here. Like 3 vans, maybe a couple of SUVs, bigger SUV. I mean, there's not even any bigger SUVs. It's just like 3 vans, maybe a couple littler like 3 or 4, maybe 3 littler SUVs and a few sedans, and that's it. I mean, it's really not there. It's just not there. And, and then you go up if I go up into the 8,000 mark and the 9,000 or under 10, I get a little more. Obviously, still no vans. So, still no vans, still no comparable SUVs, nothing of that nature. It's all sedans. And that's where I'm at right now, is whatever I buy, I wanted a van. I've been looking for a van for a while. I'm not finding it. And, and I was having a hard time before, and, and I'm still not finding it. Now, of course, anyway, but I'm not finding it. It's just not there. So it's not there right now. And, if I had more money, if I could finance it, and going up to about 20,000, I'm sure I could do a lot better. I would find one, because I could just buy one new. But, I could just go to a lot and buy a brand new one, or a good, really pre-owned one that doesn't have a lot of miles. But they're just really not there. I mean, it's just, they're just not there. So right now I'm at the point of buying a sedan, and that's where I'm at. So anyway, like I said, I've got a few narrowed down. I got a Buick LeSabre on my list. I've already went and looked at it, but I'm really not that interested. I was on the one website and I found a couple really good options. A Lincoln Town Car and a Cadillac. Super cheap, super cheap. But then I look at it and I'm like, they're V8s. There's no way I'm buying a V8. Anyway, so I've already looked at the Buick LeSabre. I'm not that interested in it, but I'm going to keep it on my list. But the next ones, of course, is the Chevy Equinox. I'm definitely going to put that on my list for a possible test drive, because I have not test driven that. The Buick Lucerne. I've test driven Lucerne before, did not like it, but I could always, test drive this one, because they do fit. They are under my 7,000 mark. The Saturn Vue, 2004 Saturn Vue. Don't know about it. Anyway, and there's a 2006 Ford Escape. I'm really not interested in Ford Escape. So Ford Escape's kind of going to be on my last of the list. There's also a 2011 Chevy HHR that's 7,000. Not real hip on that either, but, beggars can't be choosers. The 2012 Ford Fusion at 7,500, I'm not so sure about that. It's had an accident. Like I said, I'll have to call. Then you go on, and then I go on up the list. There's like I said, a Chevy Impala for 7,600, so that's not way outside of my list. A Honda Element, a 2003 Honda Element, which is 7,600, not so far out of my list either. Then a 2009 Honda Accord, which is 7,800. Again, not too awfully bad. And then you go up to the 2005 Toyota Avalon, and it's like 8,200. So, and then you just go right on up the list to the 2014 Chevy Malibu, and then a Kia Optima, which is, I think 9,000 or 9,500 or something. But anyway, and then there's 2 or 3 Ford Fusions. Like I said, there's a 2010 Ford Fusion, with, 43,000 for 9. There's another 2010 or 2011 Ford Fusion with like 137,000, I think, for 9,000. And then there's another, I think, of course I said this 2012 Fusion. And then there's yet another one that's on the same lot that has the Honda Element. It's a Chevy dealer that has the Honda Element and some of the others. And I think they're asking 9, and it has 90,000. So its mileage, or 95 or something like that. So its mileage is pretty good. But anyway, I don't have a lot of options. So, I'm going to have to work within what I got. And there aren't that many options. So I'm just going to have to pick something and hope I pick right. It's going to be a sedan. I really want a van, but I'm not going to get that. Not right now. I would settle for a Camry. I'm not going to find that either. So not within my price range. So this is where I'm at. Anyway, it's getting late and I'm at the 30-minute mark, and I've babbled on long enough. I don't want to, ramble. Anyway, I'm getting tired. I'm very tired. I was very tired. I didn't sleep that good last night. Well, I slept okay, but not enough. That's it. I didn't sleep enough. And the night before, I didn't sleep at all. I drank some, I don't even know if I posted that video. I'm not sure. Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. But anyway, I drank some Dr. Pepper, and I was awake all night and didn't sleep till like 5 o'clock in the morning. Only got like 3 hours of sleep. So yeah, I'm tired. And last night I didn't sleep enough. I'm busy, doing some of my, videos and doing some work. Because I do have work anyway, which I'll go into that in another video. But right now, I'm not really doing a whole lot. I'm trying to get maybe one thing a day done. And I feel like that I'm starting all over again. I feel like that I'm literally back where I was 12 years ago or 13 years ago when I started traveling in 2007, and I literally feel like I'm back in 2007 starting all over again, because when I started back in 2007, I bought myself, of course, I had a new car. I bought a 2007, so I had a new car. Wrecked it 6 weeks out, 3-car accident, developed sleep driving afterwards, developed some issues anyway, and I'll come back later and maybe talk about that, because that was a serious issue. And I had just started traveling. I wasn't traveling like I am now, or like I have in the past few years. So developing sleep driving was that was a big one. Anyway, I'll come back later. That's another story, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. Which I think probably I should, since I'm still in my series on after the accident. So anyway, I'm trying to get one thing a day done. And so far I have organized all my stuff into duffel bags. I got another purse. I got a purse. I organized that. I got myself another little cosmetic bag that I take into the truck stops. I've organized that. I've done some organization stuff. And the next video, hopefully the next video, I will talk about, I'll talk about that. I will go over that, and show, some of the things I've done, to try to get organized, because, the Ford Focus was an absolute mess. I had a big thing I had a big old plastic container up in the front seat. I'm not doing that now. I had a bigger, like two containers, a bigger one, a little one. I showed you that in one of the videos inside the house. I'm not doing that. I did get some food organized though, a few snacks into a small shoebox. So I'm, anyway, so I'm trying to get one thing a day done. And since the accident, I'm lucky if I get one thing a day done. Anyway, so I'm going to get off of here because I've talked long enough, and hopefully in the next video, I will, talk about, I've already done the car shopping. Okay. Okay. Now I finished up car shopping, and I did talk about purchasing another vehicle and planning and some of the things that you got to do in another video. In this video, I wanted to, show you some of the options. Now these are options that I found in the particular area that I'm in. You may have different options. If you're someplace else, your options may be more. They may, they may be less, but hopefully they won't. Hopefully there'll be more, but, and you may be able to find things cheaper, but in this area, things are not cheap, and the pickings are slim, and, finding something at $7,000 or under is very tough. So, I hear some of these people like, Bob Wells and some of these others, and they talk about finding vans for $2,000. I'm like, where do they find these vans? Where are these vans? Because I have been looking for a long time, and I have not found a van for $2,000. At least not one that's, something that I would be interested in. I'm not interested in buying something with 250,000 miles. That doesn't appeal to me. So, anyways, I'm tired. As you see, my face is all bandaged up where they did the incision on my face. They basically kind of told me they really didn't know if they really can't do anything for the cyst. Or at least, well, first they got to get the results back and see what it is. They think it's a sebaceous cyst. I kind of, I mean, it was very painful. It was, but I really would like, I think the surgeon or the guy doctor that did it he was younger, maybe he wasn't as experienced. I read online that it does take a lot of, to get it out. But anyway, so I got an appointment in a week to go back and have it, because they did stitch it. So I'm going back in a week to have them look at the stitches. I still need to get some antibiotic ointment. And some bandages. I did not do that today. I was so tired. I was so very tired today. Just wiped out, weak from the pain, weak from not sleeping, just weak from the accident, just wiped out. Anyway, tomorrow I got my call. I found out my glasses are ready. So tomorrow I'm going to do that, pick those up. It is going to be raining, so I'm not going to be doing anything really outside. Just pretty much one thing tomorrow. It's going to get my glasses. I do have some calls to make and maybe get online. Got some stuff there I got to do. Anyway, it's getting late. I'm going to get off of here. I'm gonna stop at a convenience store, probably get me something to drink. I'm gonna head to the truck stop. So, I'll be back with you guys later. So, in the next part. Anyway, this was part 11, car shopping after the accident. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. God bless.